2.5-pound trays of lasagna, and you get two 2.5-pound trays, and 52005. Grab your easy pays if you would like to do that, because I do think that that will definitely help out with all of the foods that we have in the show. Your shipping and handling is free. But what we have here is a choice of the cheese lasagna or the meat lasagna, which is the one that's based on the recipe that you can get in Italy. But if you cannot make your choice, you can go for the combo. So instead of getting two of them in a single flavor, you will get one of each in the combo. And we have Lisa Caponigri joining us, who is a mother of 3. You may actually have read her book, Whatever Happened to Sunday Dinner. She grew up in Italy. My dear, it's a pleasure to have you on the air today. Hi. This is very exciting to me because one of them is your grandmother's recipe.
That's
and
correct.
I love that when we can pass down heritage through food.
Wonderful. And you know, when you're lucky enough, like I was, to have a Sicilian grandmother who made everything delicious, there's no need to change any recipe.
Exactly, so, and everything from scratch.
Perfect.
So let me ask, which one of the recipes is her recipe?
The recipe that was my grandmother's is the cheese, and that would be yours right there. And what's so unique about my 3 cheese lasagna, the classic cheese lasagna, is that I use only whole milk cheeses. So that makes a huge difference.
I never use anything less than whole milk mozzarella.
Never. Well, you're
anyway,
a smart girl. And here I even have for you to show how the whole milk ricotta, whole milk mozzarella, when you pick it up and you squeeze it, no liquid comes from that. Look at how firm that is.
Wow,
that's what you want. As a result, look at your classic cheese lasagna. There's no water in your dish. It's firm, solid, delicious, stands nice and tall, just the way you want.
Can I tell you?
Lasagna.
First of all, I have to say there is no auto delivery on this, which makes me sad because I want to know that this is going to constantly come to my house. So since they come frozen, I would definitely suggest more than one. There's something about the balance of the cheese and the tomatoes in this one, but there's a nice garlic flavor in here too. It's just a robust, beautiful lasagna.
Thank you. You have a perfect combination between the whole milk mozzarella and look here, we have our whole milk ricotta. And the
tomatoes are delicious.
Is the same. The tomatoes are, of course, the only tomato I use, as they do in Italy for sauce, is the San Marzano tomato.
Perfect.
And what's so beautiful about the San Marzano tomato is you see the texture of it.
Right.
It's a low acidity tomato, very thin skin, very few seeds. As a result, you add very little sugar or salt to your sauce. It's a perfect balance.
There's a delicacy to it.
A wonderful texture. Exactly. That's exactly right.
So the choice we've been talking about is the cheese choice that's based on her grandmother's recipe. And that one you can go for just the set of 2 in the 3 cheese. Or you can go for the set of 2 in the meat, which we're getting into next. But if you cannot decide, you may do the combo, which is one of each. So what's special about the meat lasagna?
Well, I'm very excited to bring you my meat lasagna because, as you said earlier, I lived many years of my life in Italy. And you know, when you go to Italy and you order lasagna al forno, which means baked lasagna or lasagna in the oven, you only get one kind. And this is it. And it's a combination of a 3-meat red sauce, which is what I make, sirloin, pork, and veal. We have our sirloin for texture, the pork for a little bit of fat and wonderful flavor, and then the veal for the delicacy.
Oh my gosh.
And with that, we make a white bechamel sauce. And the bechamel is whole milk, butter, and of course, a little bit of flour.
Right.
And then the only cheese in the meat lasagna is the king of all cheeses, and that's Parmigiano Reggiano, which we can't live without.
It is spectacular.
You know, really, once you eat this lasagna, it's very difficult to eat any other kind because the combination of the meat sauce, the 3 meats, the sirloin, the pork, and the veal, the San Marzano tomatoes, and the creamy, velvety, decadent bechamel, the combination makes this delicious, rich dish.
You know what?
Look at that.
The combo is extremely popular. And I suggest the combo, and I'll tell you why. You get a chance to experience the 3 cheese, which is a more of a classic Italian-American combination and invention.
The classic cheese is an Italian-American.
And then a true journey to Italy. So if you actually got on a plane and went to Italy and ordered lasagna al forno, like you just said.
Brava, yes.
When you get that there, this is what you will get. The bechamel, the combination of the 3 meats.
Exactly.
You cannot go into an Italian restaurant here in the United States and truly find a recipe that is like this. I can practically taste the love in the recipe.
Well, and you know what's so wonderful about the meat lasagna too is that you really get to taste, with so little cheese, only the Parmigiano Reggiano, you really taste the meat sauce, which is so delicious and jumps off the plate, the sirloin, the pork, and the veal combination, so delicate.
And you know what? Over 300 of these have been spoken for, so I want you to understand something because we haven't talked about how to prepare it yet. You get the two trays that you see here. You can do all of the 3 cheese. You can do all of the meat. Or you can get one of each, and I know that's the one that's the most popular, but since there is no auto delivery, and I highly recommend getting more than one set if you would like to bring it home, how do we prepare this?
These are so simple. You can either thaw it in the morning and put it in your refrigerator, thaw it during the day, pop it in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes.
Right.
Or let's say you left in the morning and you forgot to take it out of the freezer. Then you just take it from the freezer to the oven, 350 for 90 minutes.
Okay.
And serve it to your table. So it literally, both of these, the cheese with the meat, go from freezer to oven to table.
And you know what? I think we've all attempted to make lasagna before. Unless you come with some kind of amazing heritage like Lisa, where perhaps you can make something spectacular on your own, most of us, even if we have the capability of doing it, don't have the time.
Yes.
It takes a long time to do the layering
and
with the sheets.
The meat sauce is time intensive.
Absolutely.
There's no joke, but it's well worth the investment of time.
But if I don't have the time,
No,
I'd be more than
I do
happy
it
to
for
spend
you.
less
That's
than
right.
$60 with my shipping included and get the benefit of easy pay. 3 easy payments of less than $20 a month to get that delicious 3 cheese. And again, everything that's being used in terms of the tomatoes is San Marzano tomatoes. That's what I use in my Sunday
And that's
sauce.
really, in Italy, we call the San Marzano the sauce tomato because that's the only tomato that we would ever use
It's the
for sauce
best.
in Italy. The texture, the low acidity, the natural sweetness lends itself to this wonderful, rich tomato sauce, which goes beautifully with the 3 meats or just with the cheeses.
And just to let you know, over 600 of these have now been ordered as the weather starts to get a little bit colder. How would
Perfect.
you love to sit down to a homemade meal? 1 direct from Italy, 1 direct from a grandmother's recipe, and 52005. Lisa, a pleasure. Thank you so much. Nice to see you. Those are spectacular. I mean, I really, really think that you should get those home and try them. I think they're marvelous. But in about 15 minutes, we have our first of 2 one-day only values you'll be seeing